Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dana. This channel is about skincare and sunscreen, and sometimes we do makeup, and today is one of those days because you guys know I have a few makeup loves and I kind of veered away from doing makeup, which is fine and fair, but I do still love to cover a few things. Skin tints, that's what we're doing today. 2B mascaras. Today we're talking about a skin tint because I've been meaning to review this for quite a while. I also am going to still be doing my roundup of skin tints because I have so many and they need to be talked about. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you get a take on this that you have not seen already because I'm going to be applying it 3 different ways. I think that's really beneficial and I really enjoy when people do that. I mean, I see what they say to do, like use your fingers, but I'm going to be applying it, like I just said, 3 different ways, wearing it all day, a wear test. And we'll come back, check in at the end of the day and see how it's done. So if you are interested in joining the family, just go ahead and subscribe below, give this video a big old like, and we'll get into the video. If you could not tell from the title and description, we're talking about the WESTMAN Atelier, what are they called? Vital Skincare Complexion Drops. So this is a skin tint. It came out maybe a month or 2 ago. I'm a little late to the game and I've been using it for quite a while. And I have some thoughts, but I do want to do a full day wear test and really get into the nitty gritty of what it looks like, what I'm wearing it under, because I think that's a big thing. And like I said, I think the most important thing is, not most important, but one of the things that I really like to showcase is how to apply it, because you can do certain things different ways and what works for what they tell you to do may not work for you. So I want to encourage you to play around with your makeup and try different things. So all of that said, I'm going to get into it. I'm going to tell you the specs and then I'm going to apply it to my face and then I'll check back in later. So this is the WESTMAN Atelier Vital Skincare Complexion Drops. It has light to medium coverage and it retails for $68. You are supposed to shake it really well. It comes in 1 fluid ounce and I want to show you just a swatch on my hand. So this is the shade 3. It is light to medium with a golden undertone. All right, so they do say that it has quite a few of good ingredients, if you will, in it. Ginseng, pomegranate, sunflower, sweet almond, subaki, ginger root, and squalane. Other than that, it's a skin tint. I think there's not much more. You can go to it for the ingredients. I don't think that's a terrible thing, and it does have really nice ingredients. I mean, it's clean beauty, but I always say just go to your skincare for that, and then use your makeup and your sunscreen for what they're intended for. So with that all said, I just want to put it on my face. So I'm going to be applying it 3 different ways. I'm going to be applying it with my fingers, a brush, and a sponge. I'm going to zoom you in so you can really see what it looks like, and then I'll talk through kind of the finish and everything. Okay, so let's apply it the first way. This is the way that Gucci says herself to do it, which is, put it on your fingers, kind of rub it around, and then spread it on your face. So I'm going to apply it on the bottom of my face here, like that. She says to apply it like a moisturizer or a serum and just kind of use your hands to rub it in. And you can see already, that was just a little, but I feel like I already have, not a lot, but sheer coverage, but it kind of cancels out some of the discoloration and just gives you a little bit of a veil of coverage. I'm gonna put a little bit more on though. I'm talking a little. Okay, this is a really great demonstration to show you how much coverage it has. I'm going to zoom you in even more though. Okay, can you see that? So I applied it to half of my nose and you can see the difference. It does, I wouldn't say it has the sheerest of coverages. You really are getting quite a bit, not quite a bit, but you are getting light coverage. So if that's something that is kind of appealing to you, having a little bit of coverage but not a lot, I would say you're definitely getting it from it. I can see just the skin tone has been evened versus this side, which has nothing on it. All right, on the second side, I'm going to use my brush. This is clean. Doesn't look like it, but it is. This is the KVD number 10 brush. I love this brush. I'm going to try to apply the same amount as I did on the first side. Look at that, you can see it. You see the difference? I am going a bit more delicately than normal, I don't know why. All right, a little bit more. I feel like I got more coverage on my hand side, but I'm not 100% sure. Did I pull it down? Nope, sure didn't. Okay, and the last part we're gonna do with a sponge. This is kind of like damp from yesterday, which I think is actually the perfect amount of damp. If it's too wet, I feel like it absorbs it. If it's not damp at all, it just kind of like sits on the sponge. So hopefully this works. All right, all 3 sides applied. So we have applied all of the makeup to my face. I'm really pleasantly surprised by how well it goes on every single way. I did want to mention that the only thing I have underneath it is a mineral sunscreen. It was a non-tinted one. It was, I just said mineral. So it should not be interacting terribly with anything really, especially because it is clean beauty. I assume that she would probably make sure it works with the mineral sunscreen. I've worn it under a chemical sunscreen and I didn't have any pilling. I didn't have any weird reaction, but I have heard some people just, it doesn't work well with them, but I have not experienced any of that. That doesn't mean it can't happen to you though. So what I want to talk about is the coverage. I think the coverage is actually quite good. When they say light to medium, I think that is, you can get medium. I mean, depending on your like definition of medium. For me, this is definitely light to medium. I could sheer it out more if I wanted to. I would probably use the sponge. I do think you get like the sheerest coverage with the sponge, which is not surprising. It absorbs a lot of the product. You can even see it on there. And I think it's a good way to kind of, if you got a little too much coverage for your liking, you can take it and kind of just dab some of that off. And it's a really great way to just make sure everything is rubbed in, which is what I'm going to do right now. So I think when I have applied it, I've applied it all 3 ways before. It kind of is up to you. Now, if you are definitely somebody that just uses your hands or the brush or sponge, just go ahead and do that or test it and make sure it works. But I haven't found it to be too finicky with any of them. And I'm seeing that I get quite a bit of coverage. Okay, I think it's time for us to read the claims because you see what it looks like. I want to see if the product details match what I'm seeing and what I'm thinking. Okay, so makeup that works with your skin, not over it. Complexion boosting drops give breathable coverage and radiance while improving bare skin quality. Loaded with skincare active efficacy levels, this deeply nourishing formula instantly hydrates, even tones, and soothes. Drop by drop, our Skin Vitality Complex improves texture, firmness, and radiance with Tsubaki oil, ginseng, and pomegranate extract. Each drop glides on like a lightweight oil and transforms into a cushiony serum for dewy, facial, fresh skin long after it's washed off. So they're trying to say that this is going to affect your skin in the long term, which maybe, but like also your skincare probably is going to be doing that. Dermatologist tested, non-comedogenic, best for dry, normal, and combination skin types. So everything but oily, which I kind of see. It's definitely a radiant finish. And I think for somebody with oily skin, if you are interested in this kind of look, you could go for it. But I think there are other skin tints that maybe are going to be less expensive and give you what you want. But as far as the coverage, I definitely like what I see. And from the very first time I put it on, I just loved kind of, it gives you a little bit of a blurred and perfected look. And I don't think that if you're looking for the lightest coverage, this is the one for you. Like I said, you can just use less and sheer it out, but it's going to give you kind of like a good light to medium amount of coverage. But the big thing is, I think the wear test. So I'm not going to put much on, but I'm going to finish my face and then I will come back and check in throughout the day and just like let you see how it's doing. So I'll see you in a little bit. It's about an hour later. Let's see, I think it's noon. Yeah, oh my God, on the dot. My neck has a rash and I don't know if it's the sunscreen I used because it's the only thing I put on my neck, which is just a mineral sunscreen, but it kind of itches. But that's not the point of this. So I wanted to show you what the skin tint looks like in natural light. Spoiler, it looks freaking beautiful. I did a full face, so I put bronzer. This is the Chanel bronzer, Rare Beauty blush. I hadn't used that in a while. And then I didn't actually use any concealer because I didn't feel like I needed it. I think it's just pretty stunning. Like, the thing that I will say, and I'm gonna wear it, I'm gonna get some food soon, it's gonna rub off on my nose and around my mouth, especially when I eat, but it's a skin tint, so that's kind of what's expected. I hope my neck stops itching, but I just wanted to check in, and then I'll check in at the end of the night. All right, it's the end of the night. I probably have cat hair all over because I was just cuddling with my cat. This is a problem. So let's see. It's been about 7 hours and I'm going to be washing my face off soon, but I just wanted to come back and kind of walk you through how I think it's worn, what I think of it, you know, basically final thoughts. So let's zoom in. Okay, do not mind my red eye. I don't know what's going on. I feel like it wears really well on my skin type. I have had nothing but good experiences with it. I feel like it wears in really nicely. Like, it looks pretty much how it did before. It will rub off on my nose. I had sunglasses on there, so you can kind of see like the indents. If I eat a lot or something greasy, it will wear off around there, but it's never to the point where I'm like, there's just a patch. Because it's a skin tint, even though it is a little bit more coverage than some, it just wears kind of, you know, that's why I wear skin tints, because they wear nicely. I did notice, I don't know if you can see it, and it might have just been my application. I felt like there was like a patch missing here, but I don't see it as bad right now. It might have just been the light that I was in. The other thing, I have like a nice glow. It's partially from the blush and partially because it is like kind of holds its dewiness if you don't fully powder, which I didn't. I just powdered my T-zone. In the summer, I could see that this would need to be fully powdered if you're kind of one of those people who tends to get greasy or it's just too much luminosity, because it is a radiant finish. But overall, I feel like it does wear nicely. I've had others that just kind of break apart, especially around my T-zone. This takes powder really nicely. Things layer over it. Honestly, it is really beautiful and I've had nothing but good experiences wearing it. I just don't know, like, I don't know if $68 is worth it for so many people, just because like there are other ones that do the same job and are cheaper. This is definitely a splurge, but if you have drier skin, if you have normal skin, I think it's gonna look absolutely stunning on you, depending on kind of the look you're going for, but I have nothing but good things to say about it, truly. So what do you think? How do you think it wore? How do you think it layers with other things? Tell me your thoughts. And I will see you guys in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.